All right, welcome back to another episode of Rivals on the Pitch, another off-season episode. But we do have the World Cup to look forward to. So that's going to be here shortly. So for today's episode, we're going to be going over some transfer rumors. I think by the time we record again, the window should be open. So we'll get into some of those rumors.
Yeah.
The World Cup will be kicking off in a few days. And so we'll discuss some of that, some issues that we might see with the World Cup being here in the U.S. And then we'll give our little predictions on some categories we pulled out for the World Cup. So let's go ahead and get in. Yeah, let's get into that. Oh, we should ask Pat for his predictions, but he's an Arsenal fan, so I don't think his opinion matters.
Chile didn't make it, so he's got no inputs. There you go.
He has no
no favorite team.
Let me just text him. Maybe he'll give us some input.
It is good. I mean, by the time this episode does come out, the World Cup would already be in the second day of games. So here you go. It's a little, it's pretty nice. When we just thought that football was done, no, we had international friendlies, and now we're gonna have. Oh my! How many days are we gonna have of consecutive games? And then once you reach the knockouts, and that's when it starts, pacing down a little bit. But for now, this is like every football fan's dream. 3 games a day, 4 games. Oh my God.
I really hope it doesn't turn into every 2 years.
No, yeah, that'd be too much. It takes away from the
anticipation, just the feeling of like, oh, we're gonna, the World Cup is just around the corner. Like that feeling like, oh, it's been 4 years. Like, let's get back into it. Every 2 years, you're like, oh, it just becomes like the Euros, the Copa America. It's every 2 years. Yeah. It's not that it's not special when it comes around, but it doesn't feel as detrimental if your team loses. Like if Colombia gets, knocked out or eliminated, it hurts, especially when we got to the final. But all right, maybe next year, because your players, there's only gonna be 2 more years, so your players are gonna, most of the team's gonna return, But
I think 4 years makes sense because how it's structured. They had it. What was it? South Africa, Russia. You need those 4 years to build the infrastructure, to update the stadiums, to work around your surrounding areas, to make sure everything is set up for the World Cup. And I feel like if it's in 2 years, every 2 years, it would be rushed, and it wouldn't have the same impact. Stadiums wouldn't be that well prepped. Pitches, et cetera, won't be up to the standards that FIFA has. And then if it is every 2 years, then you'll know it's just doing it for money. And sadly, it is getting to that. It is that point.
It is. But we'll discuss that before we get into that. Let's get into some Premier League news or rumors, more like it. Last episode, we kind of touched on our wants. But now we're getting a lot more rumors coming through. Actually, I wouldn't even say a lot. I feel like it's been kind of quiet as far as rumor wise. I think a lot of
it is because everyone's waiting for the World Cup. That's what it is.
So there probably isn't a whole lot going to be happening, and it's kind of frustrating because I want things to happen soon. Especially because we need to do a lot of rebuilding, but we're not going to get to that point with the World Cup around the corner where a lot of players are. That's where their mentality, that's where their focus is. So even if these clubs do agree, are you, until when is it that you agree personal terms with the player? So it might be a slow transfer window.
Yeah. I mean, the clubs, let's be honest, they're going to hold out until the World Cup because they're, especially
valuation can go up.
Exactly. And that's where the clubs are going to make their money. Look, my player just look at what did the World Cup. What the transfer was like 40 mil. Now it just doubled, or whatever because of the performance he had at the World Cup. So of course it is going to be slow, and it's probably going to be a lot of late July, August signings for that reason.
And a lot of teams are trying to get stuff done now.
Yeah,
I know Tottenham
to avoid that.
But it's just not looking likely. So
yeah,
we do have some rumors Um, One of the big ones for Tottenham, well, I would say 2 is, we are looking at, Savinho. That's a big one right now. It's Savinho from Manchester City. He's a right winger, left winger. I think we're trying to sign him for the left wing. You know, we pursued him last season, but Pep didn't want to get rid of him. He didn't have the best of seasons. A lot of people are saying, "Oh my god, if we get 50 million for this guy, like that's a steal." Like he only had 2 goals and he had a few assists. I don't remember how many assists he had last season or this past season. But basically saying that the production wasn't there. So why are
Yeah.
we spending so much? But I feel like he has a lot of on the ball quality. He's still a young player, he's only 23, 22.
Yeah.
Um,
Still a lot of good years. He hasn't even reached
yeah,
his prime yet.
exactly. And he's done, his past years have been pretty well, stat wise. I mean, this was in La Liga, but I think there's potential there. And I think, for the amount that we can get for him, he will fill what we need. He might not be the best player out available, but he definitely fits what we might need. Especially his coverage on the left and on the right.
Yeah.
So it's I was mixed. Um, I had
Mixed
mixed
feelings.
feelings on it. I really did, but 1 goal. I didn't show me the assist. I had
But
mixed
then
feelings on
again,
it.
I mean,
But
when your main striker is Holland, a lot of it is going to go to him. He's going to be the focal point of that team. So of course that's going to take a little from Savinho, but I think he'll have a what's it called an even playing ground at Tottenham. So I think those numbers should go up higher
yeah, and
if
then
he
they got
does get
Semenyo
that
too.
transfer. Yeah,
They had Semenyo brought in, and that's the one that thing that worries you is like, okay, well, why did you bring Semenyo in if you had Savinho um, on the team? But he, but the good thing is he sounds like he wants to come. He's gonna reunite
yeah.
with Javier Alonso,
Oh,
Javi
Shabby
Simmons.
Simmons.
Yeah,
Oh, that
they
name.
played in Girona. They were teammates at once, and so it feels like it might be something that he kind of reignites his career, kind of makes him ready for to take on this step and take up a bigger role. So, like I said, it's mixed feelings. He had 1 goal, 1 assist.
Yeah.
24 appearances, and it's not great. But when you look at what he can do, I think there is possibility, potential in that signing. And if we get it for 50 mil, I mean, that's a lot cheaper than what it was last season. So I I wouldn't
I mean,
mind
but
if that number is
yeah,
low. I don't mind it.
and I mean, you can't just look at goals and assists. You have to also look at how many one-on-one dribbles he did, how many
Yeah, that's true.
successful, passes, at crosses, all these other attributes that aren't looked at. And if they're good, then what that would be good for Dominic Solanke, for other playmakers in that
Yeah,
team. So that's what you also have to look at, just not the goal and assist total. But yeah, that does
yeah.
help. He is a
Well,
winger.
but the thing is, that's kind of something that we were also lacking. That on goal threat. But hopefully he's that piece before the goal,
Yeah.
that links together play where we are becoming more of a goal threat. Um, and then the other guy we're linked to is Brighton's John Paul Van Hecken, the center back. So if rumors are true, Captain Romero, Cristiano Romero should be
Oh,
out the door. Hey, go watch your childhood club. Get out of here. You know what? Thank you for your service. It's been a good 4 years.
about
I won't
time.
even say good 4 years, but thank you for the trophy. Thank you. But when you leave out the door, make sure you leave that captain band here because you lost that privilege. But if he's gone, then we got to replace him with a good center back. And I guess Deserby really wants Van Hecken, and he's played with him in Brighton before, so he knows his system. He's someone that'll come in, and if anything needs to be explained, he kind of already has that upper hand. Say, hey guys, I already
Yeah.
know the Deserby system. When I'm here, you need to be over here and here, and
Yeah.
that can kind of steamroll the whole process. And we that back defenders might be more on page than if we didn't have them. So that could give us a little bit of a I won't say a boost, but I mean, I guess a boost, accelerate things and he's pretty good in the league. He's kind of
Yeah.
slower on the slower side. I think that's what people are saying. But I think it's you have if we can I pray to God we keep Van der Ven if that's the case. And those two already play on the national team together, so
Yeah.
they kind of understand each other, and
You get a
then
nice little contrast, a
Senesi.
little slow, and you
Yeah,
got Van de Ven who's with the pace, so that helps a bit.
Van der Ven can't pass too well, but he's got pace. And then Van Hecken can pass real well, but he lacks the pace. So they kind of complement each other, like you said.
Yeah.
And then we have Senesi, who from Bournemouth, who had
Yeah.
one of the best defenders that can pass in the league. So it's not a bad window. I just hope it doesn't stop because there's a lot that we should be doing. But those are some key parts that I think will definitely improve the team moving
Yeah.
forward. Does it improve it to the point where we want to be? Not so much. There might be one or two more signings, especially in that midfield. But so far that's it. As far as Tottenham, there's been, links to Morgan's Gibb White again, which I hope are kind of true. Even if we don't get it, like why not just keep going in for it? So what's the worst thing to say? No, or make us look like idiots. So what? We already did.
You've been there, done that.
Exactly. So if we are, I mean, does it make sense? Maybe not so much. But he might have to play the 8 role, but I kind of like I said last episode, I want more of that number 6 role guy who is good at passing. But if your center backs are good passers, then that kind of alleviates that. And if you have your 8, then if you have your center backs connecting with your 8, then you don't really need that deep lying playmaker from your 6. So I mean, it'll just be good to have, but maybe Bentancur can play that role until next season when we can find a better number 6. But like I said, Gibbs White, if he's willing to play the 8, I will take it. By then maybe Archie Gray and Bergwall develop, and Archie Gray, I think he can play the 6, but like I said, he needs some development. Maybe that gives him
Yeah.
time. So we'll see.
And
We'll
De
see.
Zerbi is pretty good at developing players, so I mean, I just
Yeah, I
think
mean,
that's going to be a plus for those young players.
yeah, Calcedo, McAllister. I think Baliba played with him, but I think it was only for a very short time. Other than that, I think that's it for Tottenham. What about Liverpool?
Liverpool, the rumors of Jan Diamande from Red Bull Leipzig is the
Oh, yeah, yeah,
same.
yeah. The winger?
Now, yeah, the winger plays for Ivory Coast or what Coast Ivory. But I think the deal we're trying to get is, I mean, we're favorites, of course, but compared to PSG. But the thing is, I think we're trying to go for a transfer fee and player swap as well. Trying to get rid of Gapo any way you can.
So
I think,
Gabo to our
yeah, to Red Bulls, and I think that would help lower the price. It'd be a manageable fee for him. I think that's what we're looking at the moment. Of course, there's still Bradley Barcola, but he plays for PSG. He's lacking game
I seen
time,
him. I seen him linked to a
but
lot
he's
of
playing
teams
on the
this season.
national team, so he's if France does well in the World Cup, guess what? His value is going to go higher,
Yeah.
and that's not a good sign for us. And then probably one of my favorite rumors is Darwin Nunez. So, he got his
He'll be free,
contract
right?
terminated. Yes, so it's free money. It's no transfer fee. Just got to pay for his wages, and he wants to play. Areola is looking for him. I was always a fan of Darwin. I just like the intensity. He's chaotic. He's chaos, and that can be good or bad. And I think that's what we need, especially with look at how this season went with Ekatike and Isaac being out. We didn't have a solid forward striker, and I think Darwin Nunez. He's durable. He's all about running. He's like a box to box. He'll run to the defense and help out. I just think maybe he'll get his confidence and get his striking on point. But why not go for someone who's free, who knows the club? He's a good player. I
Riola
don't think
might
it's
be
a
able to,
loss. Yeah, and he wants him. Uh, and whatever. Everyone's talking about rumors. I think Darwin says he would like to go back. I think he left because of Arne Slot, which is seems to be a lot of what seems to be coming out a lot is that players are leaving because of Arne Slot. But and then of course, when you're talking about Ariola, you got to talk about Alex Scott, and why not? He like you were talking about.
he's gonna be big money because he just signed
I
an
know.
extension. Because
Yes.
that's something Tottenham fans are dreaming for because he's a Tottenham boy, right? Or Tottenham fan supporter. But he just signed a contract, and it might have been a move from Bournemouth to say, "Hey, sign a contract because you're gonna get some people are gonna be coming after you,
Yeah.
and if you sign this extension, it's just more money in our pocket, and we'll let you go." So maybe
Yeah.
you never know what's happening behind the scenes.
Yeah. Exactly. You don't
But
know, and depends if he's like, you know what, I want to make that move too, and then
would you
it's more
take him?
pressure. Yeah, I would take him. I think he's a young lad. I like the way he plays. He knows um how Ariola wants to play, and I think he'll complement that team well. If we want to go back to that heavy metal football, I think he fits into that midfield perfectly. I've seen the clips of him. He understands. He likes to close. He's a pressure player. He likes to close the players. He likes to try to intercept the ball. He's like a box to box. I think him with Dominic
Yeah,
Soboslai and maybe like a Gravenberch or maybe a McAllister. I think that would be great. Um, but yeah, why not go for a player that you're familiar with? Uh, and he probably deserves a big step. But I don't know. But looking at it, it makes sense in a way. But of course, those are rumors, and we'll see. Of course, a lot of teams are after Alex Scott as well. So of course that's going to be a bidding
there is.
war,
Yeah,
and then it's just going to be more that Bournemouth is going to be making that money, which is
yeah.
hats off to
But
them. That's what they're good at.
I think they did it once, right? Do you do it again though? Do you get rid of even more pieces? Like you have to
At that
retain
price,
something. You have to retain some. I mean,
who
Ryan,
they
I think
retain
he might
last
be.
season, the whole defense, the whole back four plus a goalkeeper was gone, and it managed. I think, but that
But
was because
you could do it
Areola
again
knows what
though.
to do. But this is with the
Exactly.
new coach. He probably
New
wants
technical director.
familiarity. Yes. So I mean, it's
So
difficult. Money talks, though. Let's if you have a good scouting, if you already have like your backup for players for Alex Scott leaving, and you already have them lined up, and the money that Liverpool or other teams offer for Alex Scott can get you those players that you have on your short list. I mean, why not? But I mean, it all depends on the club, and if honestly, if the player wants to make the move, I mean, he's going to be the star player now on that team. Why maybe stay another year because you did sign that contract and then make the move?
yeah,
But I mean, it's up to him, honestly. But I mean, yeah, I mean, it's just those are rumors, though. Seeing how he played, seeing the familiarity he has with Ariola as our new coach, I think it just makes sense. And of course, you want to go with players that you're familiar with to help you in your transition.
yeah. Uh, hope not.
Yeah.
I hope we get our hands on. But you know whose name I haven't heard being rumored. Even though I feel like back in January he was throughout the season he was, but now that the summer's here, I haven't really heard his name, and it might be because of his valuation. But um, Adam Morton, I feel like he was very talked about. Like everybody from Crystal Palace, he was
Yeah.
that deep lying number 6 playmaker passer. Um, there was rumors like, oh, he might go to City, he might go to Real Madrid
United.
or, United. Yeah. And now I haven't really heard anything, but he's valued at 100 million, which is kind of freaking ridiculous. But
But like we're buying of course that price tag is for potential. And I've heard
Yeah.
that Manchester United, Ratcliffe is actually trying to push Adam Wharton to join. I think he thinks he's perfect. He's like, I'll pay that. I think Man City is offered that the amount that Crystal Palace asked, but Ratcliffe is like, I'll meet you in person. I'll pay over the valuation. I think he really wants him, but it's just very hush hush. You don't like you say, it's not really has
They don't
that
wanna
much
make a
noise.
splash.
Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah, but Adam Warren, I
well,
think
he'll be
Liverpool are
great.
even looking at him as well. But yeah, the rumors have
If we
just
can
died down. There's not a lot of noise surrounding Adam Wharton.
I think I would drop if they said it's either Morgan Gibbs White or Adam Wharton, I might take Wharton. And then but then that box to box, I mean, with the Zerbies, I don't know.
It's
Yeah,
tough.
it
I
is.
mean, Warren is younger, so I think he has more of a. You can get more out of him because he's at a young age, so you can mold him into that player. Gibbs White, he's maybe what 27, 28, or maybe
No,
I'm
I
not
think
sure.
he's like 26. I don't think he's that old. Might be
But
just 24.
okay, maybe. Oh, and that they're almost the same age, and forget about
No,
it. But
no,
it
he's
depends on what you're trying to accomplish at that
I wanna
point.
say he's 26. He's 26. Everybody's
I
26.
mean, yeah, everyone's 26. I would probably go with
I'm
Warren
26.
on your point because you like you said, defensively, you've I think you have to fix yourselves from the back up. So that's
Yeah.
why he's making smart with Senesi, Andy Robertson, and then if you were to get an Warren, that would be great because then, like you said, that he's a defensive midfielder, that helps your back. That helps your problem from last season, which was conceding goals. But most of that is due to your favorite goalkeeper, Vicario. So that's another. No rumors on that as well. Goalkeeping rumors.
Uh, he like joining or leaving?
We know he wants to leave, but I mean, coming in for any new goalkeepers on the Spurs
Um,
short list.
no, I think so far. Well, we were linked with Van Roggen, whatever, from Brighton.
Yeah, Brighton. Yeah.
Um, but at this point, I'd rather just stick it with Kinski, unless you had a better opportunity. But if it's him or Kinski, I'd rather just stick with Kinski, save the money. We do need to bring another one because I mean, if Vicario
Yeah.
probably will leave, I don't think he'll sit on the bench. So if we have an option to sign a young keeper or someone who's a little bit older, kind of like the Keppa type, that wouldn't be bad. Because like once Kinski, if he does fail, then hey, we have a veteran that can step
Yeah.
in and be reliant until the end of the season, and then we bring someone in. Before the season ended, we were linked with Joe Trafford, but this is before Kinski kind of
Oh
had his little
yeah.
resurgence. Yeah, so I'm really hoping he does have a good season, but I don't know what the market's looking like for goalkeepers.
Onana.
So no, keep that. I'll keep Vicario over that. But I want to say
Because I think there's people looking at Nick Pope from Newcastle.
Newcastle. Yeah,
Yeah, I think they're trying to get. I think Leeds were maybe looking at him. So I mean, it's just someone
I
who's
think
experienced in the Prem. Why not? That'd be a good backup, or it could be a starter because he did well for Newcastle. I mean, not really well because this season was
yeah,
they weren't that good, but at least he's experienced and he can be a decent goalkeeper.
he can. He'll have his moments, but he can.
Yeah.
So real quick, some other transfers. I think Man City again is going for Elliot Anderson. Oh, that's a good transfer. That's a good one right there. But I guess this will be their third time bidding for him. Um,
Good luck.
West
That
Ham has
guy's hard.
valued. Uh, right? Trust me, we know. You might have to end up fighting him. Um,
Oh yeah,
West
West
Ham has
Ham.
valued Fernandez at
85, right? I believe it was.
85 or 100. I don't know, something ridiculous. I think it was 85. But United keep there. I think I've seen that they're
Trying to
linked
push
to him
for
the
it.
most. Yeah. Who else have I seen that's been linked?
Somerville as well. I think he's trying to leave.
Somerville. Yeah.
I think what Manchester United got Ederson from Atalanta. So
They
that's
did. Yeah,
at
they
least
signed
yeah. So
him
that's
early.
done deal.
I can't think of anybody else right now.
Yeah, because there's
It's
not
like
much
it's
going
been
on.
slow, yeah. A
Yeah,
lot of them been rumors, but just very like sounds like made up rumors, very no source type um rumors. So I don't want to start just naming things I've seen, because someone just decided they want to say it or that's what they
yeah,
want. But yeah, it's been quiet, real quiet. Um Arsenal's been rumored with a lot of people. Gibbs White,
yeah.
Morgan Rogers,
Julian
Tonali. So
Alvarez. Yeah,
oh
good
no.
luck.
Did you see the whole debacle with Julian Alvarez and Real Madrid? First was
Look, man,
Barcelona and then Real Madrid and
I know. And they're saying who is like wrong on that side? Real Madrid offering that type of money or
yeah,
Atletico
right.
rejecting that type of money? I don't know.
A
I mean,
lot
I,
of
I
money.
like Julian Alvarez. And of course you don't want to sell to your competition. But he just got there. I think he's just finished 1 year. I think it would be too soon for him to leave. But
Yeah.
yeah, I personally I'd like him to stay at Atletico. I You're gonna park the bus with Mourinho at Real Madrid. Come on,
I mean,
good
he
luck.
does that already with
And
Diego
and look at
Simeone.
all he signed. What's it called? Dumfries, Konate, who's and Rudiger, who re-signed as an extension. He's already parking the bus. He's already got defenders. His first
That's true.
signings are defenders. But yeah,
I do think that's going to be a fail, bringing Mourinho back.
yeah, they're just hoping he can. They're
But I mean,
still
when you
thinking of
think
the
of
past, the good years, and they're hoping he can still do that. But if you look at what he's done, he went to Chelsea again, and he wasn't successful. Manchester United wasn't successful. Spurs wasn't successful. Where would he go? Benfica, I believe. He was semi-successful because I think he was undefeated in what was it? In Europe. Oh no, he was undefeated in
the league,
the Portuguese league. Yeah,
yeah, but he
but
still came in
still,
second.
yeah, he still came in second. So what's the
But
point?
I just think the only thing that's going to save him is Real Madrid doesn't need coaching. It's just you just need a managed personality. So that might be
Yeah,
what saves him at the end of the day.
yeah,
But yeah, those are the rumors. 1 week until the window opens. I think it opens on the 15th, June 15th. So that is on Monday, Tuesday. I don't know. But I'm excited to see what business is done. I'm not expecting anything because we would be underway in the World Cup.
yeah,
So yeah, slow window, I think, until we get further along. Some teams start exiting the World Cup, and I
yeah,
think we'll start seeing some business done from those teams. And yeah,
yeah.
so
None of the
world,
players are just focus on the World Cup, and that's it.
yeah. So I see you got your Ecuador attire on.
Yeah. Yes.
What team do you support, Randy? Let me take a guess.
I
Is
don't
it
know. I don't have an
Ecuador?
American. I can't find my USA jersey somewhere. It's somewhere there, but I don't know.
USA.
Yeah, but
USA.
why not?
You
I have to go with
excited?
Ecuador. Honest, it's like what, like 60-40. Like, yeah, I'm excited, but
Yeah.
I was hoping to go to
I
see a game, but the prices
so
make it so
awful.
difficult. So
Yeah.
I'm so happy it's finally USA, and it's like it's going to be in
Get
Russia
priced out.
regardless because I'm going to watch it on the TV anyways.
Yep.
I'm not going to be able to go to the maybe it's going to be a fan fest, maybe I'll go to the bars or something, but I won't. My dream was always to see the World Cup
I
in
will
person, and I
I will
won't be able to
say
do it.
double check.
Yeah,
Check
I know
again
prices are
because
going down.
prices are going down. If you still haven't gotten your World Cup tickets, if you want to go, if you lost faith, check again. You might lose faith again. So I'm sorry about that.
Talk
But
about those fans who bought the tickets for free because of a FIFA glitch. It's not their fault. It's
oh,
FIFA's,
I
and then
didn't I
they're
didn't
like,
know about that.
you have the end of the week to pay the full price, or it's going to be forfeited. That's BS. Then that's I mean we'll probably get into it, but that's just more stuff that's making FIFA and this World Cup look like it's going to be a failure, like a debacle because of that. If it's 60 fans, guess what? It's our fault. Take it. It's one game. What Whatever. just try to get a
Yeah.
win out of it in a way. But yeah, they had to. I don't know if the fans bought it or paid full price for it, but it's like, hey, bro, it wasn't our fault. It's your fault.
Yeah.
But
But I
it's
would
just
say double
a
check
weird scene.
because
Yeah.
prices should be going down, and maybe there is an opportunity. Maybe the
Yeah.
window is cracking open so you can go see another game.
Yeah.
I did check, and I did see some games that not that I am gonna go to, but I was like, "You know what? If my schedule was better, I could have possibly gone to this game, price-wise and everything," but you always have to account for lodging if you're gonna go stay there, and that's through the roof as well. Because obviously, ooh, capitalism,
Parking
parking, yeah. And I get it, you wanna make a little bit of money because
a little bit.
this opportunity doesn't come, very often, and so, sure, you wanna make money, but it gets to a point where you're just asking too much, when
Yeah.
Airbnbs are $1,000+ for one night, and it's there should be something that governs all that, but hey,
Yeah.
um but in some other issues, like we just heard the Somalian ref, he was gonna be one of the youngest refs in World Cup
Yeah.
history or this World Cup. He was one of the highest rated referees in the, I
Yeah.
don't know if he was in the African League or
But that's what you want. You
in
want your top
FIFA
guys.
Africa. Yeah, exactly, and comes here, he said he got all his correct paperwork, everything was spot on, and then apparently, interrogated for 11 hours and then denied access, and he straight out said it's I had everything correct. It's just they have something against my country, and
Yeah.
the US does have a travel ban on Somalia, but this guy's a FIFA employee that works
But that
for
should be
FIFA
FIFA
that you're
should
hosting.
FIFA should stand in should come in and do
Yeah,
something, but
exactly.
they knew
I
this in
remember
advance. Come on, you know?
I was reading a comment someone said if you're the World Cup it welcomes all walks of life and it brings together all the countries, and if you're not willing to accept that, then you shouldn't bid to be a host. And I think it's completely true. Like if the
But who
US
would have
knew that,
thought
hey,
that I mean, he would have been the president, you know? So it's a gamble
then
with that way.
then there should have been some, something in this clauses like, hey, if you're gonna bid for this, you're gonna have to put aside whatever travel bans. You're gonna have to make exceptions for these teams. They'll get screened. They'll do this. Like we're not gonna just let them walk in. Obviously, if
No.
you have a travel ban against them, but do know that they're employees under FIFA, and we'll do our part. You just have to, you know, accept it or not. And it's just embarrassing. What's going on with the whole Iran team. Staying in Mexico, and then if they travel to the US, they have to travel back in the same day, and you just feel like you're kind of giving teams unfair advantages or not unfair
Yeah,
disadvantages, and
exactly.
Iran is in group let's see, G with Belgium, New Zealand, Egypt, How do you know how that might affect them all that travel? Because you're not it's not like
That's taking away
in
your training time because you gotta be there depending where part they're going to. There is, what's it called? Time zones in the US and
exactly
stuff. And when you land, let's be honest, traffic to get to the stadium, to the training ground, whatever, it's gonna take a lot because there's gonna
awful.
be fans, roads closed, all that stuff. And where are you gonna get time to get fully prepped?
Exactly.
It's
The
it's gonna be
facilities, there's
difficult.
limited facilities, there's not like I'm sure because like if you place Europe inside of the US, it's just the size difference in US alone is crazy. Imagine going from Mexico to Canada, and then from Canada all the way to Florida, depending on where you're at, and
Yeah.
you're gonna be traveling a lot, a lot, a lot. So it's a little, and then they're coming from Mexico into the US, and they're from Iran, so they're gonna be going through customs and immigration like crazy, you know, and
Like the Somalian ref got held interrogated for 11 hours. What do you think is gonna happen to the Iran team? It's just
I
because
could
of the
see
war
some
that's
games
going
being
on.
missed. Yep,
It's gonna
some
be
games being
delayed and
postponed,
everything.
or they're gonna be forced to forfeit games, and that ruins the integrity of the game. And as much as I want to be patriotic and be like, oh yeah, the U.S. can do it better, we're killing the sport. We're making this an awful experience for the viewers on TV.
Yeah.
You know, where the beauty of the World Cup is it's just getting diminished a little bit because of this. You know, and like I said, I was really unhappy with the World Cup. Um, but as it gets closer, I get a little bit more excited. But then you sit back and you think about what's going on. You're like, man, this is like I'm not. It kind of ruins it, you know. And
Yeah.
we kind of saw that too when it was hosted in Qatar last year. It was
Oh
Qatar, right?
yeah. Yeah.
You know, when
Whatever.
you
Qatar. Yeah.
Qatar, when you hear about the workers, the conditions that they're working in to create these stadiums, and it just makes you realize how FIFA is just ruining it. You know, it's because it's not just the U.S. You know, FIFA. What's his name? Infantino. He's the one pushing for all this. He knew this is going to be a moneymaker. He knew what fans here will pay to for sports because we already pay for that for the NFL. We already pay for
Yeah.
that for the
Super
NBA.
Bowl, World Cup.
Concessions are crazy. Yeah, when I was in Germany, you know, getting a beer inside the stadium was cost as much as getting a beer outside the stadium. You know, there was no inflation in that. There was no price increase. To go to watch the locals here, you know, they play the United Soccer League, which is way lower than MLS. I won't say way lower than MLS, but you know, it's almost
Division under.
it's compared to a division underneath it, and it's still pretty expensive. It's 40 something dollars to get in, and then a beer is like $12. There's certain Premier League games that you can get into for $40. Premier
Yeah.
League, one of the best leagues in the world, and you can pay the same prices. I'm telling it's and the dollar's worth less than the pound. Um, so there's stuff that we need to evaluate. You know, this is why I don't think football will ever be as great of a sport here because I think we price out fans. I think we
Yeah.
make it impossible for the best athletes to succeed. You know, you pay to play basically in this country, um, and so we're not seeing the best potential U.S. teams out there. We're not seeing the best college soccer players out there. You know, we're just seeing
Yeah.
someone who was able to pay for practice basically, and it's it sucks. But I
Yeah. And
think
I
we're heading in the
just
right direction.
yeah, it's just right
Fan
direction.
wise,
It's
at
just
least.
wrong. Yeah, I mean, yeah. Except we got to work on our chants. You know, our American chants are horrible, bro. I
Oh,
don't
they're
want.
so
I'm
bad.
gonna just be quiet. You know, just mute it. Don't say anything. It's called
I
soccer.
can't
Come on,
even
shut up.
I can't even defend it half of it when there are like when the people are like playing them in the videos, like, oh, this is the American chants. Like I get secondhand embarrassment. I'm like,
Yeah,
yeah, that's
I mean, but it's. I agree with everything you said, and then I think Gary Lineker said something. Um, how does the host s- the host country start a war against a team that's participating in the World Cup? That should, I mean, it's like that's where you, like you mentioned, like they should have second options. I mean, when look at Russia, they're banned. They even qualify because they're in a war. But yeah, I think it was too little, too late to have a backup plan for USA. But then again, this happened what a couple 2 months ago or something. But it's just you're having the US, the host nation, attacking Iran,
yeah,
and
exactly.
it's just bad. Like we said, soccer's supposed to unite everyone, and how can you unite it when the host is attacking a qualified team who's done their part, done everything the right way, and they merit to they have the right to join, but it's just weird, and this is why it's all that complication, like you said, with the Somalian ref and all these other countries from Africa that are hoping they're gonna get visas or whatever. Like you said, they could be delayed. It could be maybe a forfeit. Maybe you'll throw in the towel boy in just to make 11 because of all the, the what's it called requirements to enter, the fees which are exaggerated. How much is the fee to get a visa to enter or permission, whatever? It's
Yep.
just it's too crazy. I mean, Canada is the only one that's actually doing fine. From what there's no noise coming from Canada. Mexico, you got like the narco wars,
Cartel.
cartels. U.S. Look at what happened with the Knicks and the Spurs. There was a brawl.
Yeah.
And
it got
it's just a
ugly.
bad look and the World Cup is going to be a couple days from that.
It's the NBA finals are going to be going on while the first game is kicking off.
Just hope Trump doesn't go to any of the games, or else it's going to be,
gosh.
that team is going to lose, and it's going to
he
be
will.
traffic. Maybe. It's just a mess, though. I hope it somehow irons itself out, and it somewhat leaves a good mark. And it's like, all right, it wasn't a failure. It was decent. It wasn't the best World Cup, but it turned out better than I expected. I think that's what my mindset is. I'm hoping it turns out better than what I'm expecting.
I mean, and those are just like the tip of the iceberg type issues. You also got the fields. There's videos of them laying down the grass now. So it's like we're 3 weeks away from the start, and you're just laying down the grass. You don't give the field time to heal, and to become an actual playing field. And it's like, what's his name? He had a little rant during the Copa America. The manager of Uruguay.
Oh, Bisela,
huh?
Yeah.
He was talking about the pitches, and it's true, and then you talk about transportation, like they're charging $100 for a bus to take you to the stadium, and I think
which is $10, which used to be $10. Now it's $100. It's too much. It's too much.
I hope
I just don't want this World Cup to be the worst World Cup. When you rank all of them, that's the only thing. I don't want this to be the worst World Cup ever. Because it's just, that's going to take away from us. It's going to be like, all right, we can't give them another World Cup. We're going to have to wait. When was the last one? 94?
Maybe that's what we need.
I know, but it sucks. It's like,
the next one's in England. That's in London or England, right? And I don't know who else is hosting it. Is it in England?
It was another Middle East, I think, won it. Saudi Arabia?
No.
Saudi Arabia won it.
Next World Cup is in 2030, right? Co-hosted by Morocco, Portugal, and Spain.
And I think that's going to be the one they're going to go to like Uruguay to play. Yeah, because of
that's. I'm already forgetting about this World Cup. Let's go. Let's 2030.
Exactly. It'll be cheaper. I can afford that.
Save up now.
I can do all that for the price of one game in the USA. There you go. I'll start saving right now. OnlyFans, here I come.
Yeah, right. Golly, but I think you're right. I think once it starts off, people are gonna start forgetting, and which I don't like either. People are gonna forget about the bad things, and they're gonna be like, "Oh, that was such a great World Cup." Because the same thing happened, 4 years ago in Qatar. People were like, that was a really good World Cup, but it's like, no, we're just covering up a lot of the issues, and and I think we can't do the same with this. I think there needs to be a lot of self-reflect, and I hope it kind of brings a little bit of that awareness of like, hey guys, like you fans in the US, you guys are getting robbed by these people because you're paying too much for your football tickets. You're paying too much for your basketball tickets. You're coming out to see these games, and half the time their ticket's going to be $300 for one person. That you're halfway through to a season ticket in other countries. You'll have a season ticket for the Premier League for Tottenham, which is one of the highest Premier League season ticket prices. For $300 for one match, for $1,000, a little bit over $1,000, I can go to 38 games.
Yeah.
And so it's just
the math doesn't add up.
It doesn't. It's
this is in USA. You want to grow this sport. How are you going to grow it if no one's going to be able to go to those games? It's got to be at a reasonable price.
But that's what every other sport is doing. So, and I'm saying like, there's no. They can get it's such a money making machine that
look at the Knicks game
too.
The Knicks game,
it
was what the 100,000 for the
180K for floor seats.
For floor seats, come on.
And then there's videos of DJ Khaled just on his phone. I'm like, dude, there's people diehards out in the streets that can't get in because they're outpriced. Yeah. Like this is why a lot of sport culture is dying. And I won't say it's dying in the US, but it feels so empty, like that's why college sports, the fandom is a lot better in college sports here in the
Yeah.
US because you're not getting price. I mean, I'm sure their price tickets are high, but a lot of these players, I'm sure a lot of these fans are alumni. They go to
Yeah.
the school, and I'm sure they get like tickets on the low, so they go up and they show out. But we'll see. Maybe that could be a talking point because there's probably gonna be a lot of feedback from
Yeah.
tourists that are out here, from people visiting to watch the games. Are gonna be like, man, my trip to the U.S. kind of sucked. It was expensive, and
Yeah. They
it
do a
was. I was
recap.
reading. I was listening to this one guy. He was talking how like um people were selling their cars and
It's like that
they were
meme,
so.
like, "Who sold the house?" And you're there in the World Cup final or whatever.
But so the thing, he was like, people sold their cars to go watch the World Cup in Qatar. He was like, people are not going to be able to do that. People are going to have to sell their houses. People are going to have to sell more than just their car to come see the World Cup in the U.S. And it's like, if they get allowed to come in. So,
Yeah.
but it is a World Cup. Those
Yeah.
my gripes and complaints. At the end of the day,
We're gonna
the
watch.
June 11th, it's first kickoff, and the TV is going to be on, and I'm going to be watching.
Yeah.
So
Exactly.
in that case, let's get into a little bit of a prediction. Uh, might as well enjoy the World Cup. We'll have our complaints about it, but hey, it's only
Off
here
air.
every 4 years, so we get to,
Yes.
yeah, we get to complain, we get to say whatever we want. And yes, we get to enjoy it too. We don't care. It's our opinions, our opinions. So,
Yeah.
let's get into it. So, Mr. Ecuador, Randy,
Oh.
um, I'll be cheering. So you'll be cheering on Ecuador. Is there any
Yeah.
other teams you're gonna be cheering on besides Ecuador?
I always go for my go-to, USA and England.
Oh,
Always cheered for those, 3
if they
or
play
whatever,
together, if they
2.
play against each other, who do you go for?
When it gets to that point, we'll get to it. I remember
Oh,
one day
okay,
I went to
okay,
the stadium when it was Ecuador versus USA. I wore 2 jerseys, and when
okay.
Ecuador scored, I put on the jersey, and there were when, the fans were talking shit, I just switched it because I didn't wanna get talk
Twist.
shit. Yeah, whatever.
Oh,
No,
yeah,
but,
like
I just, if anything, I'll go with Ecuador. I think, we'll probably get into I think there will be the surprise team of this, tournament,
oh,
We've,
okay.
we've tied the record in, South America for least goals conceded. We finished in second, and when you think about that, Brazil, Colombia, Paraguay, Uruguay, Chile, those top teams who've usually are always
Argentina.
yeah, but Argentina was in first place, so that's why. Oh, no, were they in first
Oh,
place?
okay.
Or was it
Yeah,
Brazil?
yeah, yeah. No, it
Yeah,
was Argentina, I think.
but those teams have always, um, you know, been above us. But even though we had 2 spots available this, World Cup, we didn't need it because we were in second place, so that's good to see. Of course, we have one of the best defense in the world, and I think based on prior World Cup history, our highest was, the round of 16, which we lost to England by David Beckham free kick. I think we're gonna do much better. This group is very doable. I think we should get out of the groups, and I think we should be able to get into, I think we'll be able to get past the round of 16. I think we'll be trouble for a lot of teams, but
Yep.
yeah, that's
Okay.
my surprise team for the tournament.
Oh, so you're getting early into okay. I wasn't asking for those predictions yet.
Oh, well, since I was talking about it, might as well,
Oh, okay. Well, we'll skip you
Yeah,
when we get to that point.
hard.
But yeah, I'll be supporting Los Cafeteros. Colombia, we're in Group K, so we got Portugal, Uzbekistan, and DR Congo. But I think we got a good opportunity.
Yeah,
If Jaime Rodriguez, he usually shows out for the national team. It's probably the last time we'll see him play in the
yeah,
Colombian jersey. But uh, I think we'll be a surprise. I won't say a surprise. I think we'll do decent. I think our defense needs a lot of help. It's playing some of these attacking fronts might be a little difficult. Uh,
no,
but we'll see how we do it. I guess a big barometer is when we play Portugal. We'll see because that's going to tell us a lot how we might perform for the rest. If we do good against Portugal, then we might go pretty deep into it.
yeah,
Do I think we're going to win it? No, but It's gonna be. I think it'll be fun to watch. I mean, we got to the final in a Copa America against Argentina, and I think if what's his name, Munoz, Daniel Munoz, if he wasn't red carded the game prior, and if he had was available for that game, I think we would have been a little bit better. But Santiago's trying to break in. But yeah, let's get into it real quick since you already got into it.
Yeah.
We're gonna go over some categories, and we're gonna give our predictions for the 2026 World Cup. All right, we're gonna do our winner, our dark horse, our early exit, and our favorite group, or what you call the death group, right?
Yeah, group of death.
Group of death, favorite group, the group to watch. So we'll kick it off.
Of course, this is our opinion, so you know.
We'll do early exit, dark horse, favorite group, and winner. All right.
Okay, let's do it.
I just forgot the order I said that in. So
early
exit.
Yes.
Who do you got?
We'll start. I have a couple, but I'm going to talk to. I'm taking a page out of Alan's book. You know, I have a couple of options, but I just think for me, an early exit is a team that you think is going to make a deep run, and I just think Netherlands. It's not going to be. I think they'll get out of the group, but I just don't think they'll make a deep run like they've done World Cup. You know, prior World Cups. I feel like they might get out in the round of 16, and that's it. I just don't see their attacking. I don't see any attackers that stick out to me like, you know, the old World Cups like Huntler, Van Persie, those type of players. I don't see any of those caliber in that team. I think they have a good defense, but I just don't see them making, you know, semi-final runs and in this World Cup.
Yeah, the Dutch. Close your ears. The Dutch.
Yes, the orange.
Holland.
Sorry, Virgil van Dijk.
Holland.
Yeah.
Shout out to Amsterdam. Shout out to Nijmegen. Beautiful place, Nijmegen, by the way. Cool. If you ever want to march 100 miles in 4 days, go to Nijmegen. Whew. But
they're supposed to be for a vacation, not to get exercise, you know.
It is. I'm telling you, they'll party. You'll walk 36 miles in 1 day with a rucksack, and then you finish, and then you go party, and then you do it again for the next 3 days, and it's rough. I lost a couple toenails. Anyways, my early exit, unfortunately, I have to go with the U.S. of A. Mauricio Pochettino's team. It's weird because I could see them being successful, but
same.
They haven't beaten any European teams. The teams that they do well against, I feel like they're teams that they're going to be facing a lot more difficult opponents. You know, those are friendlies too. Sometimes, you know, they're not putting the best foot forward. But I think U.S. was, you know, and like you said, they might make it out of the group stage, but who knows how much further they're going to go. I just feel like there's something missing in that team, you know, something that's not, there's no cohesion, maybe that midfield, I don't know, or their attacking front. I hope they prove me wrong.
For the U.S., a success for the U.S. would be to get out of the group stage. I think that is a must. As long as they do that, I think it's a success in a way. And then after that is just, you know, extra. You can't go out in the group stage. You can't.
Another one I was going to say was Sweden.
Wow.
But I don't know if Sweden is expected to do well either, though. I mean, because they have Isaac, Gyökeres, Ilanga up front, Bergvall in that midfield, but then you get to the defense and you're kind of a little slacking on that. So to me, it was between the U.S. and Sweden early.
I think.
But then I had Sweden. I was like, Sweden they could be a dark horse too, though. But
well, that leads into, I guess, what we're going to call into the group of death or the favorite group of the World Cup.
I thought we're going to.
Why not? You already mentioned it. Might as well just give it to. Yeah, just mention.
Nothing has to be it doesn't always have to be a segue.
Why not? So, I like segues.
Favorite group. See, now you're throwing me off. Favorite group is Group
Wow.
F for me, which is Netherlands, Japan, Sweden, and Tunisia. I think Japan has a great team. You know, they beat who was it they beat recently?
Too many. I don't know. Too many games to remember.
They beat someone recently. But I think they have a great team too. I think they're really well organized. Man, who did they beat? They beat.
Oh. Well,
Anyways,
since you're
I think
looking at it,
Netherlands. Yeah, I think Netherlands. I think you. I'm like my opposite opinion of what you said. I think Netherlands actually are pretty well rounded. Go ahead. Sorry.
I was gonna say since
Oh,
we're
England. They beat
Pat.
England. That's,
Oh, they beat England. But everyone beats
yes,
England. I mean, but I was gonna say just because
and
we're not
Scotland.
to get. They're the same thing. Scotland, England, same thing. Pat
Oh,
said
really?
he expects Belgium to be
Oh
the
yeah, that's
early
right. I
exit.
forgot about them.
I mean, everyone has. There was like the golden generation of England, which turned out to be nothing.
But
This is the golden generation of Belgium, which is just like the same thing. They haven't accomplished anything. So, I mean, but that's who we picked,
if
Belgium,
he's
as the
talking about
early exit.
early exit, he might mean out of the group because, or not making it. So that means Egypt, Iran, and New Zealand are going to make it ahead of Belgium. But who knows?
Yeah, who knows? Who knows?
I don't think Belgium is. Yeah. So what was your group?
It was the same thing. I picked
Group
Group
F.
F. I just think, like I said, I think Netherlands will be able to get out of the group. I just don't think they'll make a deep cup run. Japan has always been one of those surprise teams. That was another option for my whatever dark horse or surprise team. But Japan plays well when it needs to be. They've almost beaten Germany. I remember in the last World Cup. Sweden, when you got those three attacking forces up front, I think they should be able to make it interesting. And Tunisia is just there to participate, but I feel like they could do some damage. But I just think that's like the group of death. You don't know who's gonna take which one of those three are gonna get out of it, and in what
Yeah.
order. But because the order is important in this one, that depends on who you face in the round of 16. But I just think that's going to be one of the toughest groups out there. I think it might be a little surprising when you look at the group order at the end of the games.
Group F. One to watch. I'm excited for that one.
Yeah,
And then we'll go into Dark Horse and surprises. So you already told us yours. So
yeah,
Ecuador.
yes. And what Pat
Um,
even agreed as well. Pat's like,
you did.
yeah, there you go.
I wonder who Pat's cheering for.
Yeah,
It's not
America.
Chile. America. So
America.
for me, I actually went with Norway. I think
Oh,
Norway is going to be able to make it out of the group stage, and I think they're going to pick up some momentum. Because you got, let's see, you got Erling Holland, Antonio Nusa. Who else is on that team?
Odegaard,
Odegaard, Oscar Bob. You
Norgard.
got play, yeah,
A lot of
all the
guards.
guards, yeah,
All the
a bunch
guards.
of Vikings. But you in Norway, Bodo Glimp, you saw them how they performed in the Europa and in the
No.
Champions League. You know, I feel like Norway. I think Norway they haven't been in the World Cup in the
Yeah.
last few ones, and I feel like they're
They wanna make
trying
a
to make an
statement.
expert exactly, and I think they are. I think they have the team to do it. Um, a lot of the players are prem players, and I think that also has something to do with
Leadership.
it. You know, Holland. I'm kind of excited to see what he's going to do
Yeah. International
in the World
stage.
Cup. Yeah, you know, and so I kind of like their jerseys. I was looking at it the other day. I was like, I wonder, I might cop a Norway jersey. We'll see.
You
But
saw
yeah,
their
that was
team photo where they're all lined up, so it's just
yeah,
perfect
yeah,
lines. I'm like,
just a
"That's pretty
line.
dope."
Yeah.
Yeah. It's
So,
nice.
yeah, I think they're exciting to watch. I think they are going to be a surprise team. I think they're going to catch a lot of teams off guard. You know, you don't have the best defenses when it comes to these international teams because you're not pairing the best center backs. You're pairing the best of what you got, and a lot of times it's hard to have the best right back and left back on the same team. I can't even think of what defense. I mean, Netherlands have a pretty set up pretty well. Other than that, I don't know what other team is going to be set up like the way they are. Maybe France,
Ecuador.
but so like you can see Ecuador, yeah, but you can see Holland making a big
Splash.
impact, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah. So no, I'm gonna go with Norway for my
I mean, he
surprise, my dark
is. I mean,
horse.
he still scores even internationally, so it's not just doing in the Prem.
Exactly.
So it should be nice to see him doing that against who's in this group? France. There you get to have that debate because it was always about the Mbappe Haaland debate, like who's
Oh
going to
yeah.
be who's the future, and that's a nice little little preview there, nice little game
Glimpse, yep.
of them too. Yeah.
So that moves us on to the last category. Your final prediction, your big prediction, the big one. Who do you think takes that coveted World Cup trophy home?
Oh, say can. No, I'm just kidding. Fuck it,
Oh,
they're gone. No, no, they wouldn't. Um, I just think France was so close last World Cup. I just feel like when you look at that team, it reminds me of Brazil of the old. Their bench players can be starters. I just think what Mbappe has done. I mean, dictator Mbappe has done at Real Madrid. And then you got Olise, what he's done at Bayern Munich. Um, Barcola with PSG. The defender Saliba, the midfielders they have. What Turkey? I just think that team is set up to win this World Cup. They were so close last season. I mean, not last season, but last World Cup. Mbappe scored a hat trick. I just think he's going to outperform himself and he's going to get France into the get get his hands on that World Cup. That's my take. I just think it's France this season, this year. Even though I don't want it to be, I think it's just
who's your
like
runner
sort
up?
of written. Runner up.
I know we
I
didn't
sort
discuss
of
this, but
I think I got Germany. I think it's gonna be
that's funny.
uh European. I think this is gonna be the tournament for the European nations. Yeah. I don't think Argentina is gonna do as well. It's not
No, they're
Messi.
an
4 years,
aging squad.
Messi is done. Um, Brazil, I'm not really sold on that squad that they have with
Mm.
Ancelotti. I think he made a mistake leaving João Pedro out for Neymar, and Neymar's still injured.
Injured. Yeah, he just
Yeah,
got
he's
injured.
gonna come. He's letting him rest to maybe playing like the second game. I just think that squad doesn't strike fear like the old Brazilian teams.
S- So you
Yeah,
don't.
I just think it's gonna
And what
be
about
mostly
England?
European. England, I love England. They've always disappointed in big tournaments.
Hmm.
They've
Yeah.
always fallen short. Every time I think of them, I see them against Portugal, and what happens? Portugal knocks them out, or Germany. They just can't get over that hump, and I would love. And I'm still not sold on that
They're,
England squad as well. I feel like they left out a lot of good players.
you think Thomas
I love
Tuchel
Jordan
messed it
Henderson.
up?
I love Liverpool, but I don't think he should be on that squad. I think Tuchel is going with familiarity, people who've been there, experience, instead of players who could probably excel. Look at what Warren is out. You know, I think there's much better players, and I'm not sold on that England squad. I'm not sold on that Brazil squad. I'm not sold on that Argentinian squad. That's why I believe France is set up for the to take it all this World Cup. And who do you got winning it? Are you going to
It's
copy off
tough.
of me? Yeah, it
It's
is tough.
tough. Um,
Anything can happen in soccer, in football, whatever. But I just
I literally have it. A lot of people are saying Spain is going to go far, and I think Spain could. Uh, but I don't have them.
winning it.
I don't have them winning it. No, I don't think. I just don't.
NA not
Something about
available.
their. Something about their. Yeah, I don't know. They have a really good squad.
But it's a young squad. It's a
I'm
very
not gonna.
young squad.
It is. I think that's what it is. I think it's a young squad. Um, I think they're gonna come up against real physical teams that might be the issue that might stop
Yeah,
them. Um, Germany, I think, could beat them. Germany's, I think, my runner up right now is Germany.
yeah.
I think,
There you go.
and then the winner right now, I just have France. I think France just they're the way they can play. I think it's going to be very difficult to stop the French attacking. You know, players
Yeah.
that they have up front. Mbappe, Michael Olise, like you said, Turkey, and then their bench runs deep. The defenders, what is it, Saliba and who's the other guy in the French?
That's
And
what
then
I'm trying to
Usa
remember.
Dembele.
Oh,
Um,
Dembele. Forgot about him.
see who else? Konate. I mean,
Ah,
he
Konate.
can do
Nah.
the job, but yeah, then their midfield, yeah, I think
Yeah,
they're
I
going to be a
told you,
very good.
man. They're stacked.
They are, but I feel like Germany has a lot of potential too, though.
Germany's always been consistent on the World Cup stage, so I feel like that's why I have
No, they
them.
got knocked out pretty early last
Yeah, but
time.
most of the time.
But seeing some of these friendlies, they do look very competitive.
Yeah.
And then I'll put England third, and then follow off by Spain. I think England. I know they don't have the best showing, but I feel like what there are right now, I feel like they are kind of all back to like a lot. Some of them are
It,
proven winners.
it's coming home.
I don't know if it's coming home, but I think Harry Kane, I think he's going to be one to look for in this World Cup. I think he knows it's probably his second to last
Yeah.
one. A lot of these players might not be back. I can understand some of the Jordan Henderson type picks because,
Yeah.
hey, you need that leadership. You need that guy to pep talk you. You need that guy that it's his last. Jordan Henderson is his last World
Yeah.
Cup. Who else? Who's the other guy that they brought in? Um, Another older guy.
Harry Maguire? I don't know.
No, he got left out.
Oh, he got left out. Good.
Maybe John Stones. Oh, Dean Henderson. He's a pretty good keeper.
No, he's good.
But
He's
Dean
a good
Henderson.
keeper. Pickford is
So Pickford, you got he's Golden Glove. Maybe we should have done that too. I already know what Pat's gonna say. Oh, David Ray.
Yeah.
But England's got a good squad too. But it's the same thing with the Spanish squad. I don't know what version of the players are gonna show up. And is it gonna be too much pressure? Like they don't, even in the Euros, they can't even win in the Euros. So it's hard to put my faith in that squad, but I do hope they do go far. But those are my that's the order I rank them in, I think.
So I know everyone's talking about Portugal. I'm like, just don't see it. They're trying to compare it to Argentina with Messi, like, oh, everyone's gonna play for Ronaldo. I just don't see that happening. But that's just my take. I know a lot of people have them winning it
Bruno
or the
Fernandes is the
favorites.
best player in the world. I'm like,
Yeah.
dude, come on.
Yeah, I know.
Don't be silly.
Yeah, if you see the rivals on the pitch, comments, I had to school someone. I'm like, oh, he's not that good.
Oh yeah, I remember
there
that.
you go.
So they have Ruben Diaz.
No, is João Felix still playing over there? He's still
Nuno
made the squad.
Fernandes,
I just don't see them making it.
João Neves. I mean, they have Vitinha. They have a good squad. They do.
Yeah.
João Felix, yeah, he's on here. Rafael Leao, Pedro Neto. But I just feel like they don't show up either.
Yeah, it's just like the golden generation of Belgium, the Red Devils. Everyone thought they were going to be great, and they sizzled. No, yeah, fizzled. My bad, and they didn't show up. That's how I feel this Portugal team is the same way. It's not Portugal; it's Ronaldo's team. He's gonna, but he's not even going to be starting, or he's not even going to play the full 90. I just think he's not that type of player anymore. But whatever, I don't think they're going to make it far.
Well, we'll find out here in a few months. We'll be tracking the World Cup. Days, yeah. We'll be.
Oh
well, I'm saying
God.
We'll find
You're
out.
You're already thinking about the next World Cup,
the final. Yeah. So we'll be tracking the World Cup, tracking some transfers, seeing how because right after the World Cup, all it is friendlies, and we're back into the Premier League, 2026, 2027 league that Tottenham take it. So prepare yourselves, everybody. So before we end it, I just want to ask you two questions. June 11th, World Cup kicks off with Mexico, South Africa, and Korea and Croatia. Or Czechia. Croatia.
Oh.
Czechia.
Okay, no, it's not Croatia. Okay, that's different. Yeah. Who do you got winning? Mexico and Korea. I got them winning. What about you?
I will say same.
There you go.
Yeah. All right. Well, that's our first predictions of the World Cup 2026, and we'll see how we do. There you go.
And that's it, guys. Thank you for joining us on Rivals on the Pitch. I know it's a little different format, but the World Cup is here, so soccer's not done. We're going to go over the World Cup, go over some rumors and the transfer talk. We're going to still talk Prem, but right now, let's just enjoy this month. Soccer every day. That's what we want, all right? So I'm Randy. I support Liverpool and Ecuador and USA and England for this World Cup, and I'm here with Alan. Yeah, we got to have my teams.
Off.
Yeah.
Every single team in the World Cup I support.
Yeah, there you go. That way I don't lose, all right?
There you
Just
go.
remember to make sure to follow us on Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Rivals on the Pitch. Share, comments. We like a little engagement. We'll see you guys there.
Yeah. Come on, you Spurs.
What? World Cup, bro. Colombia.
Oh.
Cafeteros. Ecuador.
Oh, yeah.
El Tri.
How does it go? Sí, Colombia. Sí, Caribe.
Oh,
There we go.
okay, there you go. We're getting into it. All right.